Nothing there.
All right. Very pleasant good evening to everyone in the class of Steele. It's good to be back with you, and it's good to see all of you guys who are on camera and those of you who are off of camera. I know some of you prefer to stay off camera in class, but it's okay. Thanks to those who are going to sit with me and be seen. Here's the link for those of you there. There's the link for this evening's class that is going to be a discussion and leading up to where we're going. First thing I want to welcome and acknowledge Her Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu. I've been out for a little bit because we have our conference that is being done on Monday and Tuesday, this Monday and Tuesday. But the First Lady demanded that I was in class today, and she held the fort last Saturday. So she demanded I took the altar and I make sure I deal with class this evening. So here am I this evening. Your Excellency Bishop Comfort, you're welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good evening.
Good evening.
And then Her Excellency, the First Lady. I know she's listening in. And then to all the other excellencies who may be joining in, and also to our youth of the class of Steele. And also to welcome you back from Dubai. I know you have a lot of story to tell us. Maybe another time, if not today. It's a pleasant time for seeing you all. Thank you.
It's definitely good to be back back where I think I belong to a degree. Jail in South Africa. Jail, you're looking all prepared and made up for class this evening. All you ladies, you guys are looking all dressed up. It's good to see you this evening, Jail. How are you doing? Greetings from the UK to South Africa.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, Dr. Jenny Steele, and also Dr. Bishop Comfort. Evening, fellow classmates. From a very cold South Africa, yeah, we're doing good, thank you. It's nice being in class. It's always warm. Looking forward to class.
Okay, it's very good to see you. I'm pretty out of Nigeria. I am looking for Uloma. Uloma, please turn on your camera. Uloma, where are you? Uloma, I beg, turn on your camera. Uloma, where is our Uloma? Somebody say Uloma. Uloma, where are you? Uloma, happy birthday to you. Come on, wave. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Uloma.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday, my dear.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello, darling. Happy birthday to you. I told the First Lady, she said to me, darling, today's Uloma's birthday. You have to go to class today. So I am here to just wish you happy birthday from all of us in the class of Steele and the class of Steele. We love you.
Thank you. Sorry, we are actually in the mall. That's why it's noisy out here. So I really appreciate. Yesterday was his birthday, so we usually mark it together.
Okay. Happy birthday to you as well. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much. Though I can't really hear properly, but I know you're wishing me happy birthday. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
I think you can watch the video after and you will see what we said and what we did. From all of us, happy birthday. We wish you well.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So Pretty, good evening, Pretty in Nigeria. Pleasant good evening to you. I missed you guys as well. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, and welcome back. We really missed you.
It's good to be back. I know you and Luloma are doing your things together. I see the photos, so it's all right. I'm glad you guys are okay.
Yeah, thank you for connecting us here.
You're very welcome. That's what the class of Steele Youth is all about, making sure that you guys get connected, make friends, and build strong lifelong relationships.
Yes, thank you.
Elizabeth,
And welcome back.
thank you so very much. Elizabeth, we're going to I'm going to talk to you early and greet you early because I know that you are studying hard and tomorrow is your big day. Is that correct? Tomorrow's your big day. Elizabeth is in China in university and tomorrow is your big day, yes?
Yes, Your Excellency. Thank you.
It's good to see you this evening.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm glad to be here. Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, Her Excellency Jane Steele. Good evening to all the Excellencies. I'm glad to be here again. Thank you. I've really missed the class. I said, no matter how tired I am, I will endeavor to join, even if I'll be there for some time, but I really, really miss the class. Thank you.
What time is it in China now at the moment? What time is it?
It's 12:30 a.m. That's past
12:30.
midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the time has come closer, so it's not so late as it was before.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. It's good. Ethel, we've missed you. It's good to see you back. Ethel, I heard that you are kicking dust in the Botswana martial arts team, Ethel. And now I know why you're missing. How are you doing, Ethel?
I'm doing great. Just a little bit under the weather, but I'm okay.
Okay. Is it you that were getting those medals?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I know all of my students. I watch all of you. You think I don't watch, but I want to congratulate you on your medals in the tournament. Congratulations. How many medals did you get?
I got 2 medals. Two gold medals.
Tell us what they were. I wanted you to say that. I got 2 gold medals. Come on, let's celebrate her. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
So we have to make some arrangements for you to come to London and be doing some high kicking, right?
Yes. But Kadeberi is also in the team.
Definitely. But congratulations on your victories in the tournaments. You guys did very well. Congratulations. I'm proud of you guys. Very proud of you guys. Ujavanga, Ujavanga, what happened? What happened, Ujavanga?
No, I missed the trip. I couldn't go. So they represented us very well and they got the medals. Congrats to them and our school.
That's good. How many medals did we bring home from Botswana? How many medals about?
From Botswana, I don't know, but from our school, it's 4 gold medals, 2 from Ethel, then 2 from Tapelo, then a bronze from the other young dude.
Nice.
The school brought in about 14 gold. The country brought in about 14 gold medals, 9 silver, and 2 bronze, somewhere there.
Come on, class of Steele Youth. Come on now. Let's celebrate Grandmaster for sure. Well done. Well done. You guys, do you know what? You guys make me so proud. I'm proud of you guys. I think you should let the world see your face. They can't even see you exist. Why are you hiding?
I'm not hiding. I wish I could. I live more like in the mountain areas of Tokweng, which is like a village away from the capital city. So our connection is really bad. So if I
Okay.
turn on my camera, then I'm not able to join.
Okay, no worries. But at least we know you're there, and congratulations again on your victories. And equally, we look forward to you celebrating many more victories for sure. Yeah, well done. Ujavanga, you have to make sure that you make the next trip. And I can't wait to come to Botswana and spar with you guys and let you guys have some fun with your mentor.
Yes, sir. This year I think we are going to South Africa also, and next
Okay.
year India. So hopefully I make it.
Okay, Jail, when they're coming to South Africa, I will keep you informed, and we will get the Class of Steel team on ground to be there to, give them some support. Yeah.
Yes, sure, will do.
All right. So let's jump into this evening's session. Jacob, good evening to you, Jacob. Sorry, I miss you, Jacob. Good evening. Are you with us? Are you? Yeah, Jacob, you're out walking. You are muted. Unmute yourself, Jacob. Unmute, Jacob. You're muted. You're talking.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Good evening.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, by His grace, I'm fine. How are you too?
We are doing good. We're doing okay.
We thank God.
What is the report? What is the report from your neck of the woods?
Your Excellency, just coming from a funeral ground where one of our staff lost the father, so we are just coming from that place.
Okay. We offer our condolences to the family, yes?
All right. Thank you, Your Excellency.
All right. Well, let's jump into this evening's class. And what I want to talk about, as I mentioned to you, we're going to spend the next couple of weeks looking at money, currency, finance, because I think it is very important. It is important from the standpoint of, we looked at character, and we looked at all of the dynamic. We look at travel, we look at diplomacy, we look at branding, we look at so many things. But I want us to look now in depth for the next couple of weeks at money, currency, investing, all of the dynamics and the rudiments of how it works, how it functions, how it operates, with the structure of it. I want to go into trading. I want to go into business, instruments, and I want to go into all of those things for you with regards to money, bank accounts, setting up, credit cards, loans, student loans. I want to talk to you, and I want to give you relevant, credible information and some thoughts, because it is important for you, or for us. It is important for us to have a level of wisdom and understanding when it comes to financial management, when it comes to how do these systems work, who manages these systems, who governs these systems. Why are the systems in Africa different than the systems in Europe? Why is the American system different? What are the differences? What are the different jargons that they use in banking structures that confuse and complicate finances at higher levels? What are some of the instruments that they use? How do they work? Why do they work? Why were they implemented? Logistics of travel, logistics of transport, logistics of import and export and duties. What are those? What is it all about? How does it fit into where I'm going, what I'm doing? International trade, international relations. These are some of the things that for the next couple of weeks, when we come to the class of Steele, that's all we will be dealing with. I will not be dealing with nothing about integrity. We've covered those things. We'll not be dealing with anything about character, branding, none of that. I just want to have open discussions with you. I'm going to share with you some PowerPoint presentations and give you some song teaching that is going to strengthen you and potentially add some great value to you. But this evening, I want to have some fun. I want to have some fun this evening with us because how many of you know you learn better when it's fun? How many of you know that? When you have a, how many of you, you've been to classes and there's some things that you remember that were funny and you never forgot that lesson, but it was a lesson that kept you all the way through life. So sometimes a little bit of sense of humor goes a long way. As a matter of fact, I want you guys to be excited about the next coming weeks, about dealing with finance and money and everything, because I'm going to tell you some things, not in an intellectual way only, and I say only because I will be sharing with you in an intellectual way as well, because how many of you know we have to be correct and we have to be able to do the research behind the content that I will be sharing. I'm connected with a number of banks. As a matter of fact, some of the teaching that I will share with you, I'm a student of the Federal Reserve of New York. I'm one of the students. And what do I mean by I'm a student? I mean that I have the teaching that they give for financial rudiments, financial intelligence or wisdom. And I'm taught by them, and some of the materials that I share with you will be coming from that institution. Also, I will be sharing information with you from the Bank of England. So the information that I'm giving you is not my opinion only. I'll be giving you my opinion, but I will also be exciting you in presenting it in the way that only I could do maybe. Others might take it too serious, but I have fun with it. So this evening, just to stimulate your thinking and to raise your eyebrows and put a smile on your face, I want to have some fun with you. And what I decided for this evening's subject is the capitalist, the fraud, and the billionaire. I know Ujabanga is going to have a smile on his face. I wish I saw that smile coming. He said to me, oh, that's a good subject. So let's open some dialogue. Ujavanga, you're the first person that I want to humor us this evening. Tell me a little bit about what is your opinion of a capitalist. What's a capitalist? And by the way, we're looking at all contexts of a capitalist, all contexts, because remember, they do the same thing. However, the context that I'm going to be sharing with you is to stimulate your thinking on the process of a capitalist. All right. So Ujavanga, tell us, what is a capitalist? And you can Google it if you want to Google it so that you can figure it out for yourself. But Ujavanga, what's a capitalist? You're the economist among us. And by the way, we have an economist amongst us and a mathematician. Go ahead, Ujavanga.
Yes, I've done some economics, and I've done 3 courses about money. The first one was money and banking. The second one was financial economics. Then the last one at 4th year, it was international finance. But since then, because I finished 7 years ago, I didn't even go back to my books, because from there I did both math and economics. So I just took the math route and got a job for lecturing. So I've closed my economics book 7 years ago. But capitalism is some like, I think there are governments that are like that, and the mostly money driven, if I can say that. But because really I have done this a long time ago, I can't say much about it. And right now, someone is using my laptop, so I can't even Google. I just have my phone.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. This evening is actually for some fun. Elizabeth, you want to jump in, or you're focusing on your thing? You want to jump in? What's a capitalist? Or you focused? What's your take on a capitalist, Elizabeth?
Thank you, Your Excellency. I think a capitalist is someone who uses his money to invest in trade or invest in real estate. I mean, something that can bring up money, something that can help him multiply the investment he has already in hand.
Okay, thank you so much. Nice thought. Very, very good, very good. Pretty, what's a capitalist in your opinion? Pretty, what's a capitalist? What would you say a capitalist is? Pretty has disappeared on us.
I'm here.
What is a capitalist?
Okay. A capitalist is someone, just like Elizabeth said, someone who invests his money in businesses with companies or countries.
Okay, that's you. Okay. So let me kind of give you a dictionary, what it says a capitalist. I'm just going to read it from Google, to be honest. I'll just read it for you. A person who uses the wealth to invest in trade and industry for profit in accordance with the principles of capitalism. So let me kind of tell you what I use the term for a capitalist. Don't worry about it. We're just having discussion. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty starter from next Saturday, and I'm going to nail down things for you. But for me, a capitalist is simple. Somebody that capitalizes on opportunities. What does that mean? It means that if I see 100 sheep for $10, and I remember, ooh, those 100 sheep back home are worth 1,000. So I could buy those for $10, carry them home, and if I clean them up and shave them up, I could even sell those 100 sheep for $200. So I can capitalize on my investment. Are you there? I can capitalize on increasing from having these few sheep. So a capitalist, as far as I'm concerned, is a person who capitalizes on a portfolio for their benefit, whatever it is, factory, merchandise, whatever. But they are capitalizing to generate profit, to gain more from what they put out. If I put out $10, I want to make sure that I'm putting out $10, but on the fact that I'm going to receive $100 or even $1,000. Are you with me? Now, there's a reason why I have decided to do this thing called the capitalist, the fraud, and the billionaire, because I want to stimulate a thinking in all of you on this first session and this first class that we're going to be doing. I want you to be focused and get what I'm going to share with you. A lot of you are going to have to break some mindsets that you have. You're going to have to walk into this class that we're walking into. A lot of you are going to have to break some mindsets. I actually think that the Nigerians have this down pat, so the Nigerians don't even need this class. Nigerians are some of the largest capitalists I have ever met in my life, if I should ever say that. However, with that being said, I'm still going to go into the depth of today's class. Pretty, you could put a smile on your face because I'm going to share some things today in this session that is going to make you think and make you decide, whoa, am I a capitalist, a fraud, or a potential billionaire? All right. So as you go through this, you recognize that anything that you do to increase in value, you're capitalizing on an opportunity. For example, there are people that come into the class and say, let's take the capitalist from money now and let's put it into a person, character. There are people that come into the class or Steele, and they're here definitely because it's free. So they're capitalizing on knowledge. They're capitalizing on an opportunity to get what they can for free that would normally cost others a fortune. at this level. So they're capitalizing on this. The individuals who, when you look at your friendships and your relationships, individuals capitalize on things, don't they? Oh, he's capitalizing on the fact that I would not get angry. He's capitalizing on the fact that every time I allow him to do this or allow her to do that, they get away with it. So he's a capitalist. Are you with me? And the minute that you change and you're not giving somebody what they want for the price they want it for, then all of a sudden you're no longer valuable. Are you? Come on, wait a minute if you get where I'm going. Come on. Because you see, I want you to understand business at a different level. But I want you to understand it at the level of mindset. Some of you are in relationships and friendships that persons are capitalizing on your character, your behavior, your attitude. They're capitalizing on it. You're sitting out there and they're taking you for a ride. I'm telling you, they are taking you the full 9 yards. Oh, we're going somewhere with this. Because you see, you're going to find, and I'm going to keep mentioning it, the capitalist, the fraud, and the billionaire. I want you to follow with me in this evening's class. And remember, this is the lead up to our class dealing with businessmen, finances, money, and investments and portfolios. Are you with me? So shake yourself, and go with me. So the individuals that make you do more than you want to, and they make you very uncomfortable, but somehow they just have the ability to make you do it. They're capitalizing. Are you hearing me? They're capitalizing. So during this, I want you to also be focusing on, because we're going to be looking at some countries, those that are from a capitalist regime, those that are from a free trade regime, those that are from other types of economic systems, okay? So I want you to kind of go with me, because you see, there are some systems and some individuals that are from a capitalist background, capitalist mindset, capitalist mentality, capitalist modus operandi or way of doing things. And when you recognize this is the way to do business, you're going to turn on your mind and say, this is how I deal with that person, or this is how I deal with that company, or this is how I deal with that organization. Why? Because they're a capitalist. So they're going to do everything in their power to make sure they get more out of you, or more from what they get out of you than you get from them. They're going to make sure. If they do not get more from you than they are giving you for, they don't want anything to do with you. Are you with me? So you look at the capitalists in light of relationship. I see Rufus say yes. Rufus, good to know you're there in China, not sleeping at this hour of the morning. So you realize that as a capitalist, are you a capitalist, or are you being used by a capitalist? It's time to think. It's time to think. Are you a catalyst? A capitalist, my goodness. Or are you being used by a capitalist? Which one are you in this scenario? Which one are you? Are you getting more for what you were selling in your interest, or is your upline, the person that is getting it from you, benefiting and getting more than you are for selling it or getting rid of it? Whatever it is, your time, is somebody capitalizing on your time better than you? Is somebody benefiting more from your time better than you? Who's the capitalist? Is it you or is it them? Is it you getting more for the time that you are investing, or they getting more for the time they're taking from you? Which one are you? Oh, some of you, I know some of you are making some comments, but I want to challenge. I am so excited about this series. I'm telling you, the capitalist, the fraud, or the billionaire. I am excited about it. And I want to, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to frustrate some of you. Some of you are going to say, must he always be this excited and talk so much? Why doesn't he just get to the point? There is no point to get to. I want you to understand what I'm trying to share with you, and I want you to get it. Are you the capitalist, or are you being taken advantage of by the capitalist? Where are you in the ecosystem of things? Where do you stand? For example, if I bought this for 2 pence from China, 2 pence, and somebody says, ooh, this could go into this. I like this. So they buy this from me for 10 pence. I bought it for 2 pence, and they bought it from me for 10 pence. And put this on it. And then they sell it for £1. I have a question to ask you. Did I do well, or was I taken advantage of? Did I do well that I bought it for £1 price and sell it for a higher price, but they bought it from me for the higher price, but sold it even for a higher price? Did I do well? Ujivanga, did I do well?
Yeah, I think you did well. Like I think I have to think back to manufacturing, because there are stages. I mean, you made profit, but then you sold to someone, and they also made profit. It's just stages of manufacturing. They used what they bought from you, and they added to something to it, added value. Then the money went up.
Correct. So we learned something now that I'm going to be sharing with you called value added. Now you know this thing called value added tax. So when you see VAT, somebody bought something for one price, and then you see VAT added, it means they capitalized on it. They bought it cheap, capitalized on it, added value, and it's now more expensive. How many of you agree with me? So it was a fair exchange. So am I looking and saying, wait a minute, he's selling it for more expensive, and deciding, I'm not going to sell it for that price. I want to sell it for this price, because that's greed. That's greed. And greed causes a lot of businesses not to flourish, because they saw the man that is selling it now for a little bit, a whole lot more, because he added value to it. So it's fair trade. Somebody's there saying fair trade. You bought it for 10 pence, sell it for £1, and he got it, added value to it, and now he's selling it for £2.50. This is not worth £2.50 from you, but it is worth £2.50 because he added value to it. That means, aha, it could use this connection now. So he has added value to it. And the person that needs it the most now purchases it. Okay, Let's look at the fraud. The capitalist, the fraud. This is an area that is very, very, very gray. Very gray area. The fraud is a very gray area that you are going to need to understand in business. If you don't understand this area, you're not going to successfully pass through being a businessman or a businesswoman. So you have the capitalist, and then you have the fraud. I'm going to use the description of a fraud in this manner. A lot of times you sit down and you see something. And most capitalists do something that is very important, because I'm showing you the border. Most capitalists do something. A capitalist would want gold for nothing if he could get it. A capitalist would want gold for nothing if he could get it. Why? Because if he gets it for nothing, guess what happens? He increases in profit. Come on, somebody. He gets more successful because guess what? Are you joking? I got that for nothing. And he's going to sit down with his shareholders and his best mates. And when you look at his profit margin at the ending of the year, he's going to be smiling and twiddling his thumbs. And when he's talking to you, oh, come on, I can't afford this. It's hard. Come on, I'm going to pay this. He says, come on, you are killing me. I can't, please. It's not even worth anything. It's not even worth anything. No, it doesn't have any value. So the phone he's talking to you on it doesn't have any value, man. I'm telling you, it's a waste of time. You're crazy. Why am I going to buy? Why don't you just give it to me? Why don't you? And he's going to argue with you and beat you to the ground. And on the next call, yeah, Mr. Jonah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I know you need it badly. I know. I'm going to give you a good price. Don't worry, I'll give you a good price. You'll get a good price. Don't worry. You'll get a good price. Look, I have to take a call. Hold on. Yeah. I told you nobody wants that thing. Nobody wants it. It's a waste. It's a waste. You're wasting your time. It has no value. I can't even find a buyer for it. I'll just stock it just in case, just because. I want to ask you a question. Is this a capitalist or a fraud? Be honest with me. I want you to be honest with me in your own assessment, because I want to kind of hear what you think and how you feel, because the next stage we talk about the billionaire. Agnes, what do you think? Is he a businessman or a fraud? What do you think?
Mama, what is that power? Good evening.
Good evening.
I think that he's a fraud. He might be a businessman, but he's a fraud. He's out to cheat and get more than he should be getting. Because such people will tell you that I can't even find a buyer for it. Nobody's even interested in it. So it's occupying space. Just occupying space. Meanwhile, if you check behind the scenes, the person would have even had a good price for the product. But just because he wants to defraud you, that is what he would say to you.
Thank you so much, Agnes, for your input. Ruth, do you see the person as a good capitalist or fraud?
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Good evening, everyone. I think I side with Agnes. The person is a fraud because he might have, as Agnes explained, he might have gotten a good price for it, but probably he's waiting to compare prices and see how he can charge his exorbitantly. Yeah.
So he's not a good businessman because he's taking advantage of another person, so he's a fraud.
Yeah, well, yes, he is a fraud and greedy. He wants to get more.
But his shareholders and his friends are gonna look at him and smile. Well done, well done. Look at this. You're gonna be, and what's the next stage? You're gonna be a billionaire if you continue like this. You see, there's a reason why I'm doing this to you. There's a reason why I'm doing this to you. And the reason why I'm doing this to you is because I want to challenge your thinking. I want to challenge your thinking. I want to challenge your ethics, but I also want to challenge your understanding of international law. How many of you get where I'm going? You see, all of you, all of us want something good for free. All of us. Every one of us. As a matter of fact, let me kind of talk to you about freeness to some degree. As a businessman in the online world, I've discovered all of the companies that give you something for free, there's a claw in it. There's a claw. Or some people call it a clause, but I call it a claw. There's something about it when it's for free. And how many of you have ever seen a dove that saw a piece of bread on the ground, but the dove walks around it before he goes and takes it, but the sparrow flies down and snatches it up, or the blackbird? How many of you have ever seen that? The dove walks around like he's crazy. To try to eat it, and the sparrow is just seeing the dove. He watches him, and then the sparrow flies down and takes it and gets it eaten. But which bird is the bigger, the dove or the sparrow? The dove is even bigger than the sparrow. This is what I'm going to tell you. I was having this discussion with my wife. And my wife said, darling, if you continue the way you are, you'll be broke for the rest of your life. You'll just be broke. You're too kind. You're so kind that friends of mine look at me and they actually think I'm silly. People think I'm stupid, actually, because I'm so kind. I'm so benevolent. I try to be so fair. And sometimes I ask myself, Michael, are you stupid? Are you an idiot? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why don't you become a capitalist? Why? Why are you such a, I don't even know what to call you. You imbecile, you idiot, you. And you say to yourself, I want to get rich, but not that way. How many of you have ever said that? Get rich, but not that way. And then how many of you know that if persons like us ever try anything that we look at the capitalist and says, I gotta try that. And when we try it, we lose. Because it just isn't us. It just doesn't work. Capitalist, fraud, or billionaire. So what's the secret? What is it? Where's the thin line? Where's the thin line? So we're going to also discuss fair trade commissions. How many of you know that there are many fair trade commissions? or financial services commissions, or financial authorities, regulators. So take this note down. There are two ways to be, there are two ways to be a billionaire. Two, only two. There's only two. There's only two, no more. Capitalist or fraud. There's only two ways. If anybody wants to give you any deep intellectually stimulating lectures about being a billionaire, tell them my lecture told me there are only two single ways to be a billionaire: capitalist or fraud. There's none. And guess what? Guess what? A fraud is just a capitalist on top of a capitalist wrapped up in a capitalist capitalizing. So really, truly, if you actually narrow it down to be a billionaire or to be a fraud, you need to be a capitalist. Oh, wave at me if you get what I'm saying. Come on, wave at me, come on. Let me know you get what I'm saying to you. Just let me know I'm not crazy. So what degree of being a capitalist are you that makes you different from the fraud? The degree to which you consider equal value to others as it is to you. A man that has a tire but does not have a car to put the tire on is needy. Don't tell him the tire he has no value. It does. If you're going to add value to it, give him a fair price for the tire, commensurate to the value of the car. If you could get the tire as cheap as possible, that's fine. That's capitalism. That's fine. But make sure that when you leave that person is willing to give you more tires next time. Are you with me? Because you want to build relationships for your country, your government, your organization that are going to be reciprocated. During some of my business dealings, I've met individuals that told me the price that they charged for the products they were taking out of Africa was so horrible that if the truck broke down once on the way from Benue to Lagos, just for an example, the cost of repair, the cost of logistics, the cost of the contractual agreement they signed that has a clause that if they don't deliver on time, makes so many business people deliver products for free. Wave at me if you get what I'm saying. The persons that do business with them are frauds, not capitalists. They're frauds because they did not give them enough leg room. They did not input enough into them being successful. And if they're not successful, they're able to mitigate the circumstances that would pop up. That's why a lot of your country's investors are so horrible when it comes to the disbursing of funds and resources as a result of trade. Because sometimes they made nothing. And those in the other economies of the world have taken advantage of your people. Logistics plays an important role in understanding the capitalists or the frauds. Are you with me? So let's go on. Let me ask a question. Jacob Jacob, can you unmute yourself? Jacob, answer me a question if you may. What do you think it takes to be a millionaire? Let's stick with millionaire for now. Billionaires is quite far-fetched. What do you think it takes to be a millionaire? What do you think it takes?
Actually, I think it's about hard work and then being focused on the job that you are doing. That is my personal view to how you can become a millionaire.
A millionaire. Yes, that's what you think. All right, thank you so very much. Thank you. Agnes, what do you think it takes to be a millionaire?
I think two things.
Two things.
Yes, two things. Either you work hard and tirelessly, or you defraud people.
Hey, blood of Jesus. Wait a minute, please. From one extreme to the next. Hey, blood of Jesus. Okay. Work hard and tirelessly or defraud people. Pretty, what does it take, do you think, to be a millionaire? I'm having fun with you guys.
Okay, I think being able to recognize an opportunity.
Yeah.
That opportunity.
What else?
And grabbing the opportunity.
And grabbing it. All right. Thank you. Ujavanga, the economist. You should know this by heart. You wait to become an economist to know what the secrets of this is. What does it take to be a millionaire? What do you think?
I think first of all, it's you have an opportunity, but most of it, I think, is knowledge. You have to know, to have the know-how to explore that and make profit out of it. And as much as you have the knowledge, sometimes it's a bit of luck and a bit of fraud. I think it's a combination, really. It's a combination, but most of it is just knowledge, how to put your whatever inherited money or whatever into good portfolios. And if you have some knowledge about your forex, you can go there and trade and make money if you have the know-how.
Thank you so very much. Nice one. I realize you said opportunity, knowledge, and a bit of fraud too. Loma, what does it take, in your opinion, to be? And by the way, this is an exciting class. How many of you feel excited about this class? I feel excited.
I'm just laughing.
Oh my goodness. Uloma, what does it take to be a millionaire?
Well, in my own opinion,
I'm taking notes.
Okay. I think it takes, first and foremost, just like Pretty and Ujivanga have said, you identify an opportunity. Then you get to understand how it works, how best it works. That's smart work, not necessarily hard work. Then you patiently build in that opportunity. That's talking about relationship that will make you be outstanding and become a brand. So people know that when I go for this person's products or services, this is exactly what I get. And another thing I have discovered is turnover. You know, so many of us, probably because of our background of lack, we want to hit once, once you see that opportunity, you give so much profit that you don't care. You just want to grab it once. You don't care if that opportunity comes back or if it ever comes back. So, but turnover, that's putting very little profit, but consistently it comes. It could be one naira, $1, but it is consistently coming over time. Before you know it, you will have branches, outlets, channels, chapters that when you add up the turnover together, you will have a good profit. So for me, it is getting an opportunity, working smart, building patiently. It doesn't happen overnight. No billionaire made this overnight. Because sometimes people are not tenacious to build their brands. You look at other people's end points as your starting point. No, it doesn't work that way. You may not necessarily know the hurdles, their story. You don't know how they got to that stage. So you just have to be tenacious. When life throws lemon at you, you make lemonade. You don't give up. You don't jump from one opportunity to the other. Stay at a place. Build over time. Before you know it, you become outstanding. You become a brand. You spread out, and boom, you have changed your family storyline. You have become that one person that have turned that generation of poverty to wealth. So that's my take.
Thank you.
Sorry for the music in my background. I'm in a salon.
It's all right. You have data and we can see you and hear you. It is fine. It's in order. Thank you so very much, my dear. Your Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu, you are an elder amongst us, and you are the, I would want to hear your take on what do you think it takes to be a millionaire? Give us your take as an elder.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Okay, I think I'll leave this one. Yeah. But there's a way to it that is the right way. I agree with Cousin Jerry. Is it right? If you get some money and then you find a good opportunity, then you also look for a good finance marketer. Then you can trade with your money, because dealing, adding value to a product attracts more cost. And then buying things and then getting other products to add to it to make a good value out of it. Definitely you have to add money to it, meaning you have to increase the cost. Somebody may also take it to be that you are being a cheat, or you are a fraud. But with me, if I have enough money, I'll go for a good banker, finance marketer who will turn my money around so that at the end of the day, I will get more than what I had initially. I think that is the best way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much for that. And I want to tell you this, and please remember, write this word down and don't forget it. Please, I beg all of you, write this word down. I'm your mentor for a reason. Write this word down. When you lose your money, they say you are what? Broke. Have you ever heard that before? You've lost your money and you are broke. Please always remember this from your mentor. Broke comes before her, and you have broke her. I will leave that thought with you for now, in the light of where I will be teaching you. So just remember, broker. Broker is one of the biggest capitalists you will ever meet. Brokers even become frauds, but let's leave that for now because they are licensed and regulated to be brokers. All right. So I listened to all of you. And I actually am very pleased with the responses you gave me. Very. Because wealth and the accumulation of wealth is actually just based on one thing, but a number of other things that are intricately intertwined in it. But one single thing, and one single thing almost as it were only, one thing, opportunity. Opportunity. You could go to university and you could have a master's and a PhD in a particular subject, but if you lack opportunity, you go nowhere. You just spent a lot of money. You could be as not known, important, not even educated. And somebody could just like you and give you an opportunity. And you just capitalize on the opportunity. So I'll give you a little story about one of my mentors, Sir Kiffin Simpson, one of my mentors. Sir Kiffin Simpson is in Barbados, and he's one of my mentors, and he's like my dad as well. He kind of raised me as a young man, coming up in the church and different things like that. But Sir Kiffin Simpson, he's a billionaire and a wonderful, wonderful Christian man. Wonderful, beyond measure. Google Sir Kiffin Simpson Barbados, okay? But Sir Kiffin Simpson used to do car parts. And I think he took a trip. He took a trip and he discovered a small little car that they were using at the airport ferrying people, and it was a good idea. Wow, it would be nice if I could get this Suzuki car to be in Barbados. Long story being made short, the Suzuki was not in Barbados as yet, and Sir Kiffin Simpson, or Kiff as we all dare lovingly call him, Kiff decided that he was going to get the rights to the Suzuki for Barbados, Caribbean, and the region. And he did. He capitalized on an opportunity. And Suzukis were all over Barbados and the Caribbean. And every single Suzuki or every single one of those vehicles that was bought for the Caribbean and Latin America region had to come through him, because he met Mr. Suzuki himself. So he capitalized on an opportunity. Then he was into oil and different things like that because he has cars, so why not go into oil? So he cars and oil and gas. And Sir Kiffin Simpson excelled. But one of the things that I learned from him is this. If you learn the secret of getting the rights, write that down. Come on, take notes, take notes. Getting the rights for something in your region, in your territory, it's a good step in the direction of being able to capitalize on an opportunity to secure great wealth. All right? So becoming a millionaire, a thousandaire, or whatever ear you want to become, is all about opportunity. Now, I heard some of you mention work hard and tirelessly. My goodness, I will be very honest with you. I know people that work hard and tirelessly and they're dead and they're still broke. So clearly something is wrong with the Ujavangas laughing. They work hard tirelessly. They never stop going. They're dead and they're still broke and they still have a whole lot of debt that is there. Because working hard and tirelessly does not mean you have the knowledge to manage the little you're getting. But I know people that work 8 hours a day and they manage what they have and they are successful. They have a house, they have a car. They're successful. Why? Because not only did they have an opportunity, but they had financial wisdom. If you don't have financial wisdom, as hard as you work, you're still going to end up broke. Why? Because of the capitalists that you work for. Some of you work for serious capitalists. I'm going to pay him 2 cents and get $500 worth of work out of him. Man, he's a fraud. I'm telling you, he's not a capitalist. He's a fraud. The Financial Services Commission, the Ombudsman, everybody should attack him and just lock him away and throw away the keys. He's a fraud. Tell him that Dr. Steele says so. I don't work for him, so I don't care how he feels about it. So you have to recognize the difference between a capitalist, a fraud, and a billionaire. I have some very wealthy people that I know, very wealthy, and there's something that, there is something that impresses me beyond measure. Beyond measure. When I hear these successful billionaires that treat their staff, that their staff says, who, me? I would never work for nobody else but for Mr. So-so. Why? Because Mr. So-so looks after them, looks after their family, because Mr. So-so knows that my company and my family's legacy depends on treating this individual right. I can't capitalize on Joe when he's working for me. I have to look after him. I have to treat him with respect. Why am I giving you guys this type of lecture as the upcoming world leaders? The demise of your country is based on leaders that don't operate like what I'm telling you about. The demise of your economies are based on those that are looking for a 4-year gratification and they sell you out and your resources. How are you going to look at sustaining the next generation of economies? How are you going to do it? How are you going to play your part? Listen to me. Listen to me. How many of you like what we're doing so far? How many of you like today's class? Is it okay? So listen to this. Listen to this. Write this statement down. Write this statement. This is a nice one. This is another one. This is one that keeps me. You can fraud some of the people some of the time, but you cannot fraud all of the people all of the time. Write that down. It will bless you. It will bless you. So you could add to it, if you're thinking about them, you could say they can fraud some of the people some of the time, but they cannot fraud all of the people all the time. Why? Because one of the horrible things about being a fraud, horrible thing about being a fraud is that you have to find somebody far from the person you last frauded to get your story true. You have to fraud somebody that is far, far, far from the person that was closest to you to get anybody to listen to you again after you frauded the last person. And each time you fraud one person and you run away from one, it's harder. It's harder to get back in a circle. Now let me share some other things about a fraud, because I want you guys to understand what I'm going to teach you in financial wisdom and understanding and prudence in the next classes for the next couple of weeks. You could determine what you will do with that knowledge. A lot of people know how to get credit cards. It's easy to get them if you're a fraud, if you tell lies, if you're dishonest and unethical. But be sure if your financial status changes, you would not be any better off for being a fraud. A lot of people show off and try to drive in an expensive Uber and show up for a meeting like if they've reached, when they could have simply showed up in a cheap Uber. But how many of you know getting up is not keeping up? A lot of people get up, but they can't keep up. Oh, I see Agnes is smiling. Agnes is smiling. Agnes, tell me why you're smiling, I beg. Why are you smiling, Agnes? Whenever I like to see your faces when we're teaching these classes, because I see your reactions and I can get your cultural response, because your cultural response is also important. Why are you smiling, Agnes? Agnes is, by the way, from Nigeria, correct, Agnes? You're Nigeria, yes?
Ghana.
Ghana. I'm sorry, Ghana. Agnes, Ghana. Agnes, why are you smiling, my dear?
His Excellency, I was just enjoying the lecture, especially the last statement. He said getting up is not standing up, right? Getting up is not rising up. So you can get up, but then it doesn't mean that you have reached there. So you can defraud people and think that you've actually made money, but no, it will come back. It will come back to you, and before you would realize, once you didn't get it from the right direction, in the same way the money would go. So even though you have gotten up, but you're still not on your feet, or you've not risen yet. So that was why I was smiling.
Thank you. You know, one of the things that I've learned over my lifetime, listen to me. The biggest liability you will ever have as a young man, a young woman, even a mature man or a mature woman, is having frauds around you. The biggest liability you will ever have is having unethical, dishonest frauds around you. I'm going to teach you about finances and money and capitalists and different systems of economy, the different economies, etc. But let me be very honest with you. The worst thing you could have around you in your circle, as your advisor, as a friend, as a business partner, is a fraud. They will put you in so much trouble. They will make people that trust you not trust you. Because how many of you know that statement, birds of a feather flock together? How many of you know that statement, you are the company that you keep? How many of you have those people that are around you that they're not real, they're not genuine, They can't afford to sit at the table, but they do so many unethical things just to sit at the table, to prove they can sit at the table. And then afterwards, the next time there's a meeting and they needs to get to the table, they do all manner of shenanigans to try to get to the table. They're frauds. Because they can't afford to sit at the table on their own, and they behave as though they've reached somewhere they haven't. Now, some of you are going to say to me, oh, Bishop, that's a hard message. I'm not talking about people that are struggling and they're going through difficulties, but they get up, they bathe, they look after their suit, they dress well, and they carry themselves and they work hard to get where they're going with integrity. Those are not the persons I'm talking about. I'm not talking about persons that are struggling, but they don't make people's lives miserable because they're struggling. They just try to get up and try to do the best they can to be the best. Those are not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about those who blatantly maintain a status. They do everything to maintain a status which is not theirs. And they cause so much chaos to the people around them. Listen to me, class of Steele youth. Listen to me. There's a capitalist mindset that is fine. It's okay to be a capitalist. It's okay to capitalize on the opportunity to buy a cheap plane ticket to fly first class. It's not a big deal. It's okay. It's fine. Oh, I'm flying first class. It's a privilege. It's nice. It's okay to capitalize on an opportunity where you got something for $5 and somebody want to pay you $1,000 for it. If somebody wants to pay me $1,000 for something I got for $5, I ain't going to be telling them, oh, no, you don't need to do that. I'm going to say, you sure you don't want to give me $1,050? Come on. If they see the value in it to them and they're willing to pay what they're going to pay me for it, that's fine. So that's why I always say that he who calls the first price loses. Somebody says, so Dr. Steele, how much do you want for that? I'll say, tell me what you'll give me for it. What will you give me for it? You're in the class of Steele, I'm teaching you. What will you give me for it? They'll always say lower than they are willing to give you. I'll give you $10. And suppose I was thinking that I wanted $2 for it, and they said, oh, I'll give you $10 for it, because that's the lower end of their negotiating. I says, come on. You know you could give me $15 or $20 for it. You tell me you're going to forget it. Don't worry. Some of the classes I'll teach you on negotiating, I'll teach you privately. They will not be public. I'm not robbing him. I'm not taking advantage of him. I'm giving him what he's asking for, what he's offering me, and I'm just asking if he would add a little bit more to it. But I'm not going to tell him anything, to take advantage and defraud him. Because he sees the value in what he's buying. But how many of you understand there's a level of capitalizing that you have to be very mindful that you're not being labeled as a fraud. You're not taking advantage of others. How do I deal with individuals that capitalize on me and take advantage of me? Simple. I just remove myself. So simple. I just remove myself, and then those that are around me see that I am removing myself, and they know me so well. They will say, and they'll call me, Mike. Yes, I saw that you removed yourself and you're no longer friends with. What's going on? It's a little bit of, it didn't work out. I tried to be gentle on them. It didn't work out. How you mean it didn't work out, Mike? Come on, I know you better than that. Some people are ambitious. Too ambitious. Yeah, but Mike, no. Mike, come on, tell me the truth. Tell me the truth, Mike. Come on. Tell me what happened. Ambition plus ethics, you have to be managing the ambition and the ethics, and ambition and ethics to my standard, to my expectation. That's all. Nothing, no big deal. What am I trying to tell you? What am I trying to tell you? You are leaders. All of you are leaders. And all of you see capitalists, frauds, and millionaires every day. You see them. But all of us fall into that same very categories as individuals. I'm a capitalist. There's a level of fraud in me. And I'm a billionaire or a millionaire in the making. There's a thin line. But I have to make sure. That I tread carefully. Russia is a powerful nation. But what are the rest of the world saying? We will not do business with you because you are defrauding another country. You're taking advantage of another country. We will not do business with you. And the world is in chaos. Look at your world. Look at your credit score. Look at the people that are around you. How do you stand? How do you match up? Look at some people that you need to separate yourself from doing business with them if you want to be successful. Can I tell you something that I've learned? I'm your mentor, I'll tell you. I discover sometimes you don't get opportunities just because of the people that are around you. And there are some people that have an opportunity for you, but they are just waiting for you to get some people from around you because they don't want their money or their resources or even their brand in the hands or the mouth of those people who are around you. Some of you have people, that person said, that's bad company. Keep from around that person. But I've known him for 10 years. I've known it. I don't care if you are my niece, uncle, great brother, cousin. If you got a bad reputation and you're going to tarnish my brand, I am so sorry to tell you, but our friendship has just came to an end. I'm not perfect. I haven't reached some precipice that I'm more important than anybody else. But I'm 50 years old and I have a brand. And by the grace of God, the brand, it looks okay. And if you were going to come under the teaching and mentoring of the class of Steele and continue to grow and be successful, you have to see your own brand and deal with it. I'm done. That's me, the billionaire, the fraud, or the capitalist. Thank you so very much for listening in on this evening's class. I hope that it has added value to you. Now you're open for discussion. Discussion time is now. Any questions, any comments? I'm available. Ruth, you're the first person. You're talking so much inside the people chat. Ruth, unmute yourself, please. You should be studying.
Thank you so much once again, Your Excellency.
Good evening, Ruth. How was this evening's class for you?
Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, Bishop Comfort. Good evening, everyone. This evening class for me, it has been fun, especially when the name fraud is being mentioned, it's really been fun actually, and I've learned a lot when it comes to the business terms. I had no idea when a friend of mine would take advantage of certain things and make money out of it. I was always like criticizing you. Why do you like taking advantage like that? Not knowing he has his own. He's a business person, business-minded person. Yeah. So it's not really a bad thing, just that you need to be cautious, do it with integrity, and then as you plow your profits back, you break even, and then you hit the million road. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I have seen businessmen carry people on the table, and before they got to the table, they done plan and strategize this body. If blood come from there, I can bring blood from their eyes. And the person is sitting down and crying, and they're walking out crying because they've been defrauded of their property, their possession, their resource, whatever. And the others are just laughing and smiling. What a great day we've had. Well, makes them billionaires, makes them wealthy, makes them unicorns. Google what a unicorn is. But guess what? At the expense of families destroyed, at the expense of persons' livelihoods, is it worth it? Is it? You have to ask yourself that question, because I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. If you want to be a billionaire and a multimillionaire, there is a level of ruthlessness you have to have. You see, I'm telling you all of these things because I'm going to challenge your thinking. I'm going to challenge your thin line. What is your thin line on fraud and integrity? What is your thin line on capitalists and taking advantage? I'm going to challenge you, because that thin line is going to determine how successful or not successful you're going to be. That thin line of what you're willing to do to others and how much you're willing to see water run out of others' eyes and you walk away with a fat paycheck, that is going to determine how successful you are. But it's also going to determine how many opportunities you have and how many people give you opportunities. How many people respect you? How many people disrespect you? I saw Kate has been making a lot of comments in the chat. Kate, good evening to you. Please share your thoughts with us on this evening's lecture.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Okay, I joined in the class quite a bit late, and I don't really know the topic we are talking about, but I think what I heard was about how to become a billionaire. When you were asking the question about how to become a billionaire, so I'll take it up from there, from where I joined in. I've learned a lot. Uh, the fact that billionaire has very little, not that it doesn't at all, but it has little to do with hard work, but rather taking opportunities. But I like to also add that sometimes the opportunity might come, but if you are not prepared for it, it may slip by, it may pass you by. So preparation must meet opportunity. Preparation must meet opportunity. It could be financial preparation, savings, investments. Like the example you gave about the Suzuki, I believe that the man who went for the patent right of selling the Suzuki, if he did not have any financial power, he had no money, he had nothing to even secure a loan, that opportunity would have slipped him by. So, in as much as we have to be looking out for opportunities, preparation must also be underway. Preparation in all facets of life, whether building on yourself, your capacity, your intelligence, your knowledge, your skills, like I said, financially, that must also be going on so that when the opportunity comes, you can seize it. You have that power to even see that this is an opportunity for you to seize it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Kate, for your submission. Definitely. We're going to go into a lot of details because there are extremes and there comes to what we shared this evening. But I just want to challenge your thinking in the direction pertaining to how successful are you going to become? And what are you willing to suffer? What are you willing to suffer? Are you willing to suffer hard work and long hours with an opportunity? Are you willing to suffer what is the thin line between you're extortionate or you defrauded a person? What is your thin line? How much is enough for you can get more? All of these are questions you have to ask yourself. How fast do you want to reach to your standard of this is what I would say, I am now success. What is your space? What is the speed that you're going at? All of these are questions I want you to ask today. When you go into these classes for the next couple of weeks, I want you to be mindful. I'm going to be giving you tools. I'm going to be giving you ability and tools to be able to capitalize on opportunities. Because how many of you know that opportunities exist, but a lot of people don't get opportunities because they don't know where to go for them, or they don't even know what they are. But there are opportunities that are existing that are going to give all of you the opportunity to be successful. But how do you go about it? How do you deal with it? Some of you are going to reap great wealthy benefits, some of you. But some of you are just going to be in the same very class and just look at everybody else and says, how did he do that? How did she do that? It's because they capitalized on the opportunity. They saw the opportunity, they capitalized on it, and they benefited. However, were they benefiting from a place where everybody is proud of them, or persons are ashamed of them and disassociate from them? That depends on you. Jail, how has this evening's class been for you? South Africa, Jail.
Your Excellency, it's very interesting. And I've learned quite a bit. I've always considered millionaires and billionaires as fair and honest people. But I've come to realize that from within myself, if I should be thinking or want to be a millionaire, I should start by observing. And once you observe, then you must get a good concept. And with a good concept, then I must gain the knowledge. And with the knowledge, I must get a good team that you looked after with the well-being and be a capitalist in a very honorable way and delegate yourself to the best interest of others also and for yourself. Never be greedy and don't ever fraud people, because at the end of the day, it's harder, I think, to hunt for fraudulent deals than to be just to walk in and approach somebody with an honest deal and just make a fair business on it and shake hands, and then you can sell back into whatever community like we get from the class of Steele. Thank you, Excellency. Child from South Africa.
Thank you so much, Jay. I want for all of you to remember something, that during these classes that you will be having, I'm not going to be teaching you about integrity. I'm going to be teaching you so that you understand how to be a capitalist. You have to determine what is your own role and how far you're going to go. Wave at me if you get what I'm saying. I am giving you a blueprint that exists. I cannot tell you how to get wealthy, ethical or unethical. I can't tell you that. I cannot. It doesn't exist. There is no ethical and unethical. However, if you get an opportunity to do something, you have to determine the logistics of that opportunity for yourself. You have to determine for yourself what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, how you're going to be viewed in the process. And you have to suffer the consequences of your decision. There's some very wealthy people that I don't like them around me. I don't like them around me because I don't like their ethics. But guess what? They are wealthy, very wealthy. They have the cars and they have the planes. Yes, the private planes. Yes, they have them. But I don't like how they treat people. That's just me. I don't like how they treat their staff. That's just me. It's personal. Do I say that the model that they have used to be a billionaire is a good model or a bad model? No, I say it's a model. How many of you heard there's some people that they treat their staff mean and they keep them wanting. They think that if their staff have everything, then they wouldn't need them. So they keep them begging, keep them wanting. Is that a good model? Is it a bad model? I can't answer that for you. Come on, are you with me? I will not answer that. Is that person a fraud? Is that person an honest person? I will not answer those questions. Those questions are irrelevant. There's some business people that they know that they're going to rob you. They're set up to rob you. They're set up to get a better deal. I say to some of the guys that I know, some of these guys, if they show up to, this guy had a BMW to sell and the BMW was 25,000 and he had it on the market for quite a long time, 25,000. Couldn't get it sold. Just an old model BMW, 25,000. Couldn't get it sold. And one of the boys said, don't worry, I'm going to show up with 15,000 inside a briefcase. I open it in cash and show him. He showed up with the briefcase when the man was going through financial difficulties. Open the briefcase. Here's 15,000. Can I have the BM now? I don't have no more time. I need it. Can I have it? The man is, come on, I want 25. I said, boss, this is what I'm offering you, this briefcase here. You don't have to go anywhere, just sign over the papers and let's just done the deal. The man says, at least 3 more, 5 more. The man says, no. The man says, as a matter of fact, I need 1,000 out of this here so that I could go and do the insurance and the things for it. So you got 14. Talk to me. You want this or what are we doing? And the man says, all right, 14.5. Now listen to me. I'm your mentor, your friend. And trust me, there's a ruthlessness inside of me that I will teach some of you. I'll teach you. But again, you have to understand your own personal ethics, your own personal ground. How much are you capitalizing? Are you with me? Ujavanga, give me your take on this evening's session. We've shared a lot. What is your take, Ujavanga?
Okay, afternoon or evening, everybody. I would say this is the class that really, as soon as I saw the topics, they just raised my antennas, and right away I got interested because, you know, I've done some of these things at economics classes, and I think I would like to focus more on fraud, and yes, because people nowadays in this world, a lot of people really making money out of, sometimes I'll call it legal fraud, whereby let's just take things like the music industry. When you are an upcoming artist, you're just from the street, but you've got the talent. They will draw up these contracts whereby sometimes because you are excited, you are poor, all you want is to have an album and make some music. So you sign these contracts, but you find that that they will own your things. You are a music star, but these companies that they own your royalties and other things. So you find that you're just excited, you get there, and years later you realize that, oh, I've been robbed. Now when you want to now maybe, or you understand things better, you want to get out and maybe make your own label, you find that your hits that you made, they don't belong to you. This is music that belongs to that company, and these are contracts that you signed, you agreed. At the time, maybe you didn't have a lawyer to represent you, so this is just fraud all over the world, and people are making money out of this. And I can't even talk about some drug laws that we hear from certain places. They're just so ruthless. We hear stories of drug mules and all that. They don't care. They're just fraudulent. All they care about is like they call it their bag. They just make money. They don't care what happens to you and how they make their money. And these people are billionaires. They are living large. They have all the money in the world, but the way they make it is just horrible.
Well, you know, I smile at you because we're going to look at contracts. I'm laughing because contracts for me are hilarious. Honest to God, I kid you not. If you want to get into anything to do with finance or business and you don't like reading contracts, don't get involved. Don't. Uganda and a lot of these countries that don't want to take time to get a proper legal team to read a 200-page document that is going to secure their own airport. I'm laughing, but what am I saying to you? What am I saying to you in the class of Steele? Don't be too desperate that you lose focus and you don't read contracts. That's why contracts are written. They're not written for you to sit down and you think somebody could come in and sit down in front of me in a meeting for the first time with a contract and tell me, oh, everybody's looking, we're going to give you 100 million, sign there. And you sit down and you're smiling. You didn't even read the clause. You didn't even read the first line of the contract. And your country is watching you as a minister of finance. And your country is watching you as a minister of oil and mineral resources. And you didn't even sit down and spend 5 or 6 days on a retreat island quietly by yourself with your team to read this contract. But you want to go in front of big media and public television. We just signed a multi-million-dollar contract. No, you didn't just sign a multi-million-dollar contract. You just gave away the resources of your country to somebody that's going to send a 6-month agreement to you that you're going to be shocked when you see it. And then they're going to call you in the office, not on the media. Did you see this clause here that you said? A lot of you want credit cards and a lot of you want student loans and grants, and you don't sit down and read the fine print. I have so many students in university that they told me, oh, this company sponsored me. They didn't read the fine print of the agreement that the company sponsored them. You belong to the company 5 years after you come out of university and you don't have a choice in the matter. Well, they said I get a grant, I don't have to repay them. You are paying them back. They're capitalists. You're intelligent. You're skilled. You have the right attitude. Everybody likes you. Let's sign him up. Do you think that you got a grant because of your pretty looks and the company thinks that you're going to allow them to rob them? Are you kidding? Did you think the government give you a medical grant and then the government has minimum wage that they pay to doctors? So now you're a doctor, you're a doctor, but for 10 years you belong to the government at minimum wage or that low wage they pay doctors. You can't start your own practice. Come on, somebody, wave at me if you get what I'm saying. Wave at me if you get, I'm talking to you about capitalists. I want to stimulate your thinking and your understanding. It's now 1 minute to 7 o'clock. I think that I have really belabored the point today. I think I have done justice to all of you. Mina, I see Mina. Who is Mina Allen? Mina Allen, I know you came late, but could you just say good evening to the class and tell us who you are and which country you're from? You sound in like China. Is that China?
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm Mina Alem. I'm in Ghana.
You're in Ghana?
Yes.
Okay, Mina, are you in Ghana now or are you a student also?
No, I'm not a student. I work. And one of the participants on this group, his name is Jacob. He just shared the link with me. So I'm really new and I'm just about understanding what is going on here. Okay. But I love what I'm hearing so far. Thank you.
So what I just did is I just shared the link for the YouTube video in the chat. And it's the class of Steele, and you are free to kind of actually look at the videos. We've got a whole lot of other videos there and for you guys to kind of listen in. And this is just my wife and myself fulfilling our corporate social responsibility, giving back to the nations, to the youth, the best of ourselves, so that you guys will not make some of the mistakes that I've made or fall into some of the pits that I've fallen into. And, you know, we'll see how it goes from there. Agnes, the link is, that's the link. I just shared it. Oh, sorry. I need to share it with everybody. Sorry. Paste.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
You are very welcome. Well, thank you guys so much for class this evening. Your Excellency, Bishop Comfort, any last thoughts for the class this evening? And all of you who are looking forward to the class, in just 1 second, let me just make sure. Today's the 28th. Next class is on the 4th, 11th, 18th, 25th. Okay, and that's 4th, 11th, 18th. On the 18th, I will not have any class. I think I'm going to challenge one of you to have class on the 18th for us. The 18th, my mom celebrates her 70th birthday on the 15th of June. My mom is a June born, and she will be 70 years old. So we will be celebrating with my mom on Saturday, the 18th of June. So we will not be able to have class. I will not have class unless I decide to pop in the class while I'm partying with my mom and making sure she has her 70th birthday to the best of her ability. That's my duty. So Bishop Comfort, Your Excellency, please. Any last thoughts for this evening's class? I feel so excited. I'm actually going to go and sit down and watch this evening's class and just listen to myself and you guys.
Thank you, Your Excellency. In fact, today is another day. You know, you just dropped the bomb. Bam. No one wants to be a poor person. No, it is said that he or she who does not work must not eat. But working have a way of achieving an end. And you have taught us today about how to maximize your profit, let me put it this way, or get to the highest point in finances by being a capitalist. Let me put it this way, by being a capitalist. In natural fact, it's food for thought that after we leave here from this evening's class of Steele, one has to sit down and then ponder over all that you have said. And I think it will not be a bad idea to think about all the opportunities around us and then make a move. You know, sometimes it's out of fear that some people cannot make it. It's out of fear, thinking that if I do this, this will happen. Thinking that if I do this, someone will say this. Thinking that if I do this, I will end here. You know, there's one thought about taking risk. Anybody who wants to make great achievement should not fear taking risk, because in taking risks, it happens like 50-50. If you lose, you go up again. If you lose, you go on again. So I would say that we must all look around for opportunities and grab them. And just as you said, depends upon you. But as for me, when I grab opportunity, I look at the safest way so that I will tread with caution and then make it. You talked about brokers. If you get a very good broker, I believe you can make it. Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm Bishop Dr. Comfort Ledu from Ghana. And good evening to you all.
Thank you so much. I want to, what we will be doing during classes is from now on, what we will be doing is I want you guys, you can make the comments here, but I would want you guys to make the comments on the YouTube channel alongside of the video, so that we continue to build the Class of Steele YouTube channel as well. So make your comments, just pop over to the channel and make your comments and thoughts, because we're helping others. And I equally want all of you to add value to what was said. I don't just want to behave as an authority in what I'm sharing alone. I want to know your cultural experience. I want you to tell us about how you feel about what's going on around you, how you view those individuals that are around you as well. Because the truth is, I can't be an authority on Africa. You are the authority on your domain. You know how people behave. I can only tell you how it comes across on my side of the fence. But ultimately, you are the one that is responsible for declaring how it really is. With that being said, I want to thank all of you for being in class this evening. I had a fantastic time. I really, really did. I really thoroughly enjoyed sharing this evening. And I hope that I didn't create any negative thinking when I mentioned about fraud in the middle of capitalist and millionaire or billionaire. I just want you to be aware, if you want to be successful, I'm going to teach you some things. Now, some of you might call me a fraud. Some of you might say they are frauds. In closing, I want you to do some research and I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to look at the colonizers. And I want you to ask yourself a question. Were the colonizers frauds or capitalists? Were they frauds or capitalists? The colonizers. You have the British, you have the French, you have the Dutch, you have the Portuguese, you have the Spanish, you have equally the Turkish, you have the Arabs. There are many countries around the world that have capitalized on other countries' lesser ability, power, strength, and as a result, they own those countries. I want you to look at those and I want you to kind of study and give me some real genuine feedback during the discussions that we have. One case study I'm going to give you is the British to Australia and the British to Barbados. Write that one. The British to Australia and the British to Barbados. Were they capitalists, frauds, I can tell you they're billionaires. I'm His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele. Thank you so very much for being in class with us this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. On the behalf of First Lady Jeannie Steele, my beautiful, lovely wife, who is out for the evening with Josh. That's why the house is so quiet and I'm all alone. On behalf of Jeannie and Josh, we appreciate you very much. On behalf of the team in the class of Steele, which incidentally, should I tell you, on the 3rd of June, I would like all of you, you're invited. We have Dr. Philip Finn, who's going to be joining the class of Steele on the 3rd of June at 8 p.m. London time. He's joining the class of Steele on at 8 p.m. London time on the 3rd of June. That is His Excellency Dr. Philip Finn. He's going to be joining with us, and he's going to be sharing some things with the class of Steele adults, not the youth class, the adult section. And all of you guys are invited to join us. I would love for all of you to join us on the 3rd. The class starts at 7 p.m., but he will be joining, the class starts at 7, but he will be joining us at 8 p.m. He has a very important thing that he will be sharing with us as we open back the class of Steele for the new year. With that being said, I want to appreciate all of you. Love you guys. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of the week. And Bishop Comfort, you guys know that I will be doing the event on Monday and Tuesday. I will be helter-skelter busy. Keep me in your thoughts that all things will go well for a successful event in London as we do the investment summit. With that being said, good evening and God bless you. And by the way, Ruth, I need a theme song so that when I'm saying good evening, God bless, I wave in my hand, I press play, and the class of Steele youth theme song will be playing. Ruth, are you hearing me, Sister Ruth? Ruth! Ruth! I think Ruth is not there, so I have to solicit my song for the class of Steele theme song from Ruth, or anybody who wants to give us a theme song. The door is open for a 1-minute theme song for the class of Steele youth. We are looking for it. Please send me clips. Do not plagiarize or copy people's music. Make up something and send it to us. Good night and God bless everybody. Bye for now.
Good night, Your Excellency. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Our best regards to the entire family.
Definitely. Good night, everybody. Jail, bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Doctor.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye, Pretty.
Bye, 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 bye.
Good night,
everyone.
Bye.
Evangeli. Goodbye,
Good
Ethel.
night. Bye, Bishop.
Good night.
Happy birthday again, you
Good
love
night,
me.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy
Night
birthday,
from Botswana.
Oloma.
Bye-bye.
Happy birthday, Ethel.
Ruth is
Good evening.
sleeping.
Ruth is sleeping. Ruth fell asleep.
Yes, Ruth is sleeping.
She's in China. She's tired. She's tired. Everybody say bye, Ruth. Bye, Ruth.
Bye,
Ruth.
When she wakes up, she will see the video.
Bye, Ruth. Bye.
Good night, Dr. Comfort. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, Agnes. Good
Uche,
night.
bye.
Glad you made it.
Yes.
All right.